towns in southern Europe suddenly resemble war zones of water and mud. In just the last 48 hours, violent storms and catastrophic flooding have battered the coasts of Italy's Liguria region and southern France. Leaving behind a trail of destruction, collapsed infrastructure, and worst of all, lives lost. This is not just another weather update. This is a wake-up call. In the peaceful town of Finale Ligure, nestled in Italy's Ligurian coast, residents are in shock after a violent storm system slammed into the region. The final Borgo area, a historic quarter near the route to Perti, saw a pedestrian bridge torn apart by the sheer force of nature. Tree, uprooted and dragged downstream by raging floodwaters, crashed into the structure, completely unhinging it. This wasn't just an unfortunate accident. It was a result of hours of torrential rainfall, pushing local rivers to critical levels. In nearby Calais Ligure, over 200 millimeters of rain fell in just a few hours. That's more than 2 months' worth of rainfall in a single afternoon. Small streams couldn't contain the volume, and banks overflowed, cascading through roads and low-lying areas, tearing through anything in their path. Local authorities are now assessing structural integrity across multiple towns as fears grow about other hidden vulnerabilities. But while Liguria reels from infrastructure loss, southern France is mourning its dead. Since Monday, violent rainstorms have battered the Var region along the French Riviera. The resort town of Le Lavandou, known for its beaches and vacation homes, became a scene of tragedy. An elderly couple living in the Cavalier district attempted to flee rising waters early Tuesday morning, but it was too late. They were swept away by what local officials are calling a very rapid and violent surge. Their bodies were found not far from their home. Elsewhere, in the town of Villeurbanne, tragedy struck again. A car, attempting to drive through a flooded road, was pushed into a ditch by the torrent. While a passerby bravely rescued the driver, the passenger could not be saved. These weren't isolated downpours. 256 millimeters of rain fell in just 1 hour over Le Lavandou, an almost surreal figure. Mayor Gil Bernardi described the aftermath. Roads torn up, bridges broken apart. It was a truly violent, nasty, incomprehensible phenomenon. As southern France and northern Italy begin to pick up the pieces, the forecast still warns of possible storms later this week. Authorities are urging residents to stay alert, avoid flood-prone areas, and not underestimate flash flood risks, even if skies look clear. Investigations into the deaths have already been launched in France, with local officials pledging support to affected communities. But questions are also being asked about preparedness and early warning systems. Could these deaths have been prevented? Are small towns being left too vulnerable?
Jamais vu ça. Jamais vu. Ça a l'air d'être comme tout le monde. Ah non, moi, ça, je ne l'ai jamais vu.
Fell within a single hour, leading to severe flooding in the coastal Cavalia area. The entire region is submerged. And bridges are dangerously unstable. We have asked the mayor for emergency support, said Gil Bernardi, mayor of Laval-Lavendue. As of Tuesday morning, at least 200 firefighters have been deployed across the department. Additional reinforcements have arrived from Bouches-Durand. The woman's body was still trapped inside the wreckage. Authorities have launched an investigation to establish the cause of death, and situation on the ground has been described as quite difficult. And the Civil Security Instruction and Intervention Unit 7 in Brignoles has also been mobilized. The mayor of Tunnings, Dante Rinaldo, told AFP. Rainfall totals in some locations surpassed 100 millimeters and even reached 250 millimeters. Coastal wind gusts exceeded 100 kilometers per hour. Fell within 1 hour this Tuesday morning. The area has become completely isolated, said Mayor Gil Bernardi in an interview with ICI Prevents.
Oh my God.
Many structures have been compromised, and the risk of collapse remains high. Emergency teams are prioritizing life-saving operations and assessing critical infrastructure. officials warn against contact with floodwaters, which may carry sewage, chemicals, or debris. The public is advised to use bottled water until further notice, and to stay tuned to official updates as the situation continues to evolve. If you found this report informative, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Severe Weather.